Hey guys, Keon here, and today I'm going to be talking about Utopian Virtual, explaining what is Utopian Virtual and why a lot of people like it. So let's just jump into it. So if you're a connoisseur of Vaporwave, you've probably seen or heard someone somewhere talk about Utopian Virtual, or if you came across it on forums or boards online. We're going to take a trip back to the past of October 25th, 2011, when James Ferraro created his album Farside Virtual. Some believe this album was Proto-Vaporwave, and others believe that it helped start Vaporwave or shape Vaporwave. When this album came out, its early conceptual influence of the album helped turn it into its own genre known as Utopian Virtual. The album is praised for its hyper-reality and its ability to express a hyper-futuristic world where we can't find the difference between reality and the virtual world. Utopian Virtual tends to use music, which is also known as elevator music, pipe music, weather music, or lift music to make you feel as if you're heading into the future. With a combination of synths and light jazz, it feels like you're walking down a mall or heading up on an elevator. You also hear poppy chimes and chopped up computer sounds from the 90s into the early 2000s and early video game and CD-ROM sounds to help add to the genre of music. Everything sounds polished and clean. The point of Utopian Virtual is to convey the feelings of a retro-futuristic utopia with a sinister fox utopian undertone. The aesthetic is supposed to convey a crisp, clear utopia in the near-distant future with everything being retro yet high in technology. We get to see the interior of houses that are subtle yet belongs there with their sleek and glossy designs, mixed with this aesthetic of capitalistic and corporate-run enterprises filled with people that have demands for better technology, better music, better places to call home without any flaws, and high beauty standards. We get to see bits and pieces of what it means to live in this futuristic world filled with everything you ever want. It helps give this mood of luxury and security that is dependent on humanity's advances in technology. The world of Utopian Virtual essentially is rid of hunger, wars, drug, everything that's bad to society to help innovate it and push society towards the future as a whole. As we continue on, we find it hard to distinguish between Utopian and Fox Utopian, since each album tells a story that is subjective to the viewer or listener. Instead of darker undertones that give you a sense of a dark dystopia, you're whisked away to a land where it's fabricated by virtual reality, a place where it tells a story by mediocre sounds and loops that gives you a sense of self-reflection. We then start to head to another important utopian virtual album that helped revolutionize the genre, Home by PrismCorp Virtual Enterprises. This album showcases what it will be like to be in the perfect home in an aesthetically pleasing locations with sounds and smells that stimulates your senses. This album takes you through an adventure through time when you were buying your first house, your first car, etc. With this upbeat tempo and splashy sounds, you'll be whisked away to a foreign yet familiar place. This album feels like you're waiting for a job interview for a big corporation inside a stuffy office building surrounded by glossy foxwood and a bronze handrail with trim, with a carpet that's musty with a worn-out brown flora, and the speakers above happily chiming these mass-produced tunes with distortions along with this type of music overhead. Or you see a commercial with a snazzy instrumental that pretty much guarantees your satisfaction. This album is a play on your senses, and it takes advantage by telling you its story through visuals and musical scores. Next, we explore the fashion of utopian virtual. You normally tend to see high fashion, and that everything is luxury, clean, and glossy. The models and people you normally see represent what you're supposed to look like with high beauty standards and luxurious looks. I expect in this genre that luxury is the everyday norm. There is no low-quality clothes or looks. With our desire for better technology and to be a better society, there's a higher demand for what kind of clothes we want to wear. Remember, this is a utopia. We are living in a world where everything is perfect, at least to our demands. This also includes makeup and everyday wear. You tend to see adventurous design elements incorporated into the fashion, with many aspects of modern design integrated into this futuristic look, making this clean and sharp clothing that screams that it came out from a utopian society. When we talk about utopian virtual art, we tend to see a lot of clean and glossy cityscapes or interior decorations that fit the mood of this virtual utopia that you're adventuring through. We see a lot of rendered 3D art that is shiny and glossy with a minimalistic yet futuristic design that you can't help but appreciate the beauty in. You see a lot of unique locations like beaches and mountains, for example, with futuristic homes or buildings to give a sense of security and that you're living in the future mixed in with some of the tracks that you hear. The art conveys the current design transcended their modern look and instead went into a very futuristic design to keep up with the growing society that they're portraying. Everything in this art is somewhat abstract, but that doesn't move away from its clean and sharp look. That's pretty much what utopian virtual art is. And that's pretty much utopian virtual. If you like this video, make sure to give a like and subscribe to the channel because it helps me out a lot. If you have any ideas on what kind of content I should do next, let me know down in the comments, and also let me know what you think of this video. This is Keon signing out.